consciousness of form and light. Welcome to this breath. We obviously do not speak your language. We do not speak a language. From the gates of Orion, once again we come to this place. We hear you are amongst the ancients that are labeled as Teotihuacan. So consciousness, just for your amplification, if you are in such a comfortable form, since you are going through such mental shift capacity and your physicality goes through many biorhythmic transfers, we would give you a simple position. Yes, we understand we borrow from this that is called geomatrix, but we only give you one piece to play with, for it is the piece that will set you free. And you, consciousness, as you are gathered here in this space, freedom. Freedom to transfer through the realms. So, your thumb, your index, and your long finger, place the thumb so it is pushing against the crease of your lip and up into the hard aspect of the nose. You, how you say comprehend, yes?
Yes.
Push in and up simultaneously. Then take your long finger and your index finger. On the face mask above, you call them your brows of the eye. You will find as you move your finger across, you will have a divot or a place for your fingers to rest naturally, just on the brow or above your brow of eye. Yes?
Yes.
Perfect. Now, just for your amplification, allow yourself to take your free hand. This works better when you are upon the surface of the earth, not on material. For this is where we are, this is where it happens. Clear?
Clear.
Hand on the surface of the earth. Breathe your form's consciousness. Teotihuacan is an ancient amplification point. It is here for the amplification of consciousness. It is geometric. It is geomagnetic. It is spiral or spiral. Breathe your forms. Hold the position a moment longer. And now, beings, take from the surface, from the center of the earth. Use your visual eye. Allow yourself to see a beam, a ball, a sphere. Come to the palm of your hand that is upon the surface of the earth, yes? And then lift with your magnetism. Hold your fingers and your palms strong. And then take this sphere and bring it to the center of your chest. You call it your heart center. And flex your hand so the sphere goes into your chest. Now release the face mask position and place that hand upon the hand that is on your chest. This is a magnetic receiving position. This truly has nothing to do with your geometry of matrix. Release your hands, breathe your foam. You're about to heat up. There are plenty of these types of sites upon the face of your planet. The reason was, during the time of Atlantis, Lemuria, More of Atlantis, Lemuria, had the waters and the cave. So the Middle Earth people could send their frequency to the surface, and those on the surface could be nurtured and feel the energy of this place. As the crossover of the elemental unions shifted, and that which you say as Atlantis came into being, the gates of Orion, the stargates, sent forth. Of course, you do understand you're an amalgam species. You are not from this place. You come to this place. You have been engineered. That is why your coil, your membrane, your medulla center, these are all, as you call it, high tech. That was our attempt at cosmic humor. You are truly just visitors, as was mentioned prior. Allow your consciousness to recognize this, and the more you recognize it, the more you will feel displaced from the events and the articulations of those that are still attached to being here. You have not been forgotten. You are not lost. You are an amplification, so that consciousness in the embodiment, your form, so that it can be filled and you can have this experience. I must remind it's very simply, from the gates of Atlantis upon this plane, it is when the fusion happened, and it became difficult for you to leave the form. So that is why some of you still look upon this place as a foreigner and you do not feel connected. And that is why there is still many archetypal concept mind that are speaking to, you would say, this way and that way, these people and that people. Not because of skin so much, not because of color, not because of belief, but there are those that consider that it is still, there is a way to bring you all together. Consciousness to physical form. You are already together. You keep trying to figure out how to make this a better place. Breathe your forms. I have recollection that there was a dialogue of the 7 of 13. Yes?
Yes.
It is not important to recognize what the pattern or why it was there. It was interstellar communication, that is all, in a very conscious way. You still have these adaptations, though you have been so mesmerized, how you call it, hypnotized, by this seeming reality of what you must do to be, that you have forgotten how you can amplify, shift, and change anything. It just depends upon how willing you are to once again be in a spiral energy. Breathe your forms. Remember the position. It does not matter truly what hand you start with. It is what hand you feel the connection. Yes? Thumb, push in on lip and simultaneously into that hard aspect of you call it nose. Index, long finger, go to the divot in your brow of eye. And then remember to touch the face of the earth as you label it. Hold that position and breathe. I am not asking you to do this now. just a memory to implant. And by the way, why is it the word implant has such a negative connotation? To implant is not to contain or control. To implant is to have accessibility. Once you have the implant, then you can go through the portal. Yes, that caught your attention. So beings, as you have walked this place labeled as Teotihuacan, recognizing it is a magnetic structure. It's not important who came, who went, and why. What is important is that you bring beingness there and you can feel the magnetics. You can feel the energy. It once again reminds you of what you are, an amalgamation of electromagnetic fields and design modules from Orion, from Arcturus, many more that do not need a label. You are not some experiment that has gone awry and has been forgotten. As many consciousness might tell you, you are our prized manifestation, for we are that which moves through all things. You are aspects of all things, consciousness. The only reason why it feels that you have limitation is because you as a consciousness inform, you as a species believe you only have one layer, one aspect, and you are why you are all you. You are multi-dimensional. And you are aware of it. Maybe you have gathered together to be comfortable with this awareness. And when it is, you feel that you have no movement, when it feels you have nothing coming in or out, those are the moments of transportation. Those are the moments when you are reuniting. And those are the moments that are most difficult to be here. Remember, consciousness, the journey is not to be spiritual. How do you label? Aren't you already spiritual enough? The journey is to be physical, to be horizontal. You are already vertical. What does this mean? It means to feel solar plexus, the sun, through each and every one. Breathe consciousness, and we are on a hunk. Now that we have been with you, you will travel with us. Remember, you do not have to look for a constellation called Orion. Just look at the word or ion. Orion. You are mined from the ions of beyond your awareness. Allow yourselves to feel the vibration. Once you leave this plateau and you go back to what you label as your home, the most difficult aspect you will have is not fitting in, not remembering where your, you parked your car or where your bedroom is. Your most difficult aspect will be feeling the magnetism. You are saturated with the magnetism. For that is what you are. Transducers and amplifiers. And one day, consciousness, you will not be stuck in the parameters of what you call a personality. You will see it as just simply a way to connect with those that are still attached to what this seemingly is. When you are aware that you have no understanding of what it is, because this is not what you created. You stepped into this creation. Yes? Breathe your forms. From the gates of Orion unto this place. We are pleased to have this introduction. We will always be watching with you. You are an aspect through us. And if it is that you want to connect further with us, all you must do is breathe and click. Let us hear it. Now you are all clickable. That was our attempt at cosmic humor. Welcome to this breath.